Kyrie. When I was a kid, I was alone. You and Credo were all I knew. And now all of a sudden I find out I have a family.
The last character I wanted to talk about is Nero, and then perhaps Lady and Arkham, pointing out them as well. But Nero is the latest character who got introduced in DMC4, and you know he's Virgil's son, but he doesn't know about it up until DMC5, and he grown up as an orphan, and the only family he has is Kyrie and Credo, who took care of him, and he got introduced into the order, the knightly order that he's part of. And he's been fighting demons and stuff like that in the city of Fortuna. And he's being part of this organization that is kind of a religious organization that still worships Sparta, because Sparta saved humanity 2000 years ago. And even though he's fading from memory, this religious order is still worshipping him, and they have a Sparta statue and stuff like that. And the way it connects to Nero is that a long time ago, when Virgil was young, he actually visited that city because he heard of this order that was still existing, and he went to explore and learn about this religious order and why they worship Sparta, to get more information about Sparta and stuff. And while he was visiting there, that's where he met Nero's mom, and then the rest is history, and that's why Nero is there basically. So that's already a connection to Sparta. And on Nero's design, you can already see that he's a combination of red and blue colors, which is not only on his clothes, like he has a blue jacket and a red vest, red shirt, but also his weapons are called the Red Queen and the Blue Rose. And many people say that he's the combination of Dante and Virgil's personality, but also in terms of, like I said, red symbolizes physical strength, while blue is mind and soul and willpower. So he's two of these elements combined together, and this is so powerful that both of these powers overflows inside his body, and he just cannot control this amount of power. And that's why he has so many anger issues, for example. So he's all about lack of control and things like that. Like he's the first thing he does is like starting beating the shit out of Dante, and he's like very emotional and protective. He wants to protect Kyrie and the people around him. And that's also the key difference between him and Virgil, that Virgil may want to only protect himself, at least initially. Like that's the main he doesn't really want to protect other people. Neither Dante seems to care about people around him. As you can see in the cutscene, he doesn't care that people are running scared. While Nero is very protective, and he wants to protect the innocent as well. Like, even in the beginning of the game, you can see he's jumping in front of demons to protect Kyrie and the kids.
Not so fast.
And I really like that you pointed out that the symbol on his chest is the symbol of sulfur. And I read up about the sulfur symbol, and I showed it to you, that it turns out it's also a satanistic symbol that represents hell. So it's also fitting for Nero, but it also symbolizes the soul, which is very important because Nero is, like you said, body and mind is what produces the soul.
Yeah.
So he's with this symbol, he's literally like that. Like, he's the soul, the third element, kind of body and mind combined.
Very, very good.
And one thing that I also wanted to discuss is why is Nero's double trigger form looks so angelic. Like, he doesn't have demonic wings or horns like Dante and Virgil, but instead he has a sort of the spectral angel wings and long white hair, and also the angelic crown. Like, his horns are more like a leaf crown or some sort of like that. And which is interesting because in Devil May Cry's lore and world, there are no such things as angels and heaven. It doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. There is only demons and humans, and the demon world and the human world.
後から分かったんですけど、なかなか海外の人から海外の人に受けるかなと思う世界観だと思って作ってるんですけど、海外の人からするとなかなか難しいみたいなんですよね。人間界と悪魔界のある世界の話なんですけど、特にキリスト教圏の人たちだとそれと天使と悪魔とは表裏一体で全部セットの世界観はすっと理解できるんだけど、人間界と魔界しかない世界ってのはなかなかこう斬新ってわけじゃないんでしょうけど難しいみたいで、海外の人にはなかなか説明するの大変です。
So, even though there are many angelic looking demons, like for example in Devil May Cry 3 there are enemies called the Fallen, which if you read into the library, what the library says about them is that they are actually demons that got judged because they are sinful of deceiving their enemies, like deceiving others. So what they keep doing is that they got judged because they are deceiving and lying to others, and that's why they look like angels, because they are still trying to deceive others and to make them believe that they are angels, but in fact they are demons. And this theme carries on into Devil May Cry 4, where you can see many more angelic looking enemies. Starting with the Credo, who is the who is the demon that most resembles an angel. Like, he's full white with the feathers and angel wings, because Credo is a human, but he got transformed into a demon artificially in Agnus Agnus laboratory or some sort. And what they try to do is produce demons that look like angels, basically. And you can argue that because that's the place where Nero is Devil Trigger kind of first awakened, that's why he looks like an angel. But I'm more likely to believe that how the demons end up looking is basically reflects what they are on the inside and how pure they are. Because, for example, Agnus is like an evil scientist and he wanted to become an angel, but when he transforms into a demon form, then he looks like a bug who is like more like a mockery of an angel with like a goofy angel glory above his head, and he just looks ugly because it reflects what he's on the inside. While Nero retains his human form very much, and the reason why he develops angel wings, well, those are not actually wings, but his arms, like the spectral arm that he uses that has feathers on it, and the arms are actually grabbing onto his shoulders. And the way he manifested them is born out of his desire for wings to fly and jump in and protect Virgil and Dante from killing each other. So his willpower is so strong that he can manifest anything that he desires. You can also say that angels are sort of like a third race, because in Nico's library reports on Nero's Devil Trigger form, she says that this is some sort of perfect demon form, like something that is born out of a mostly human person who also has a little bit of demonic power, but he also has a good heart and good and pure heart, and that's how he was ended up in this sort of perfect demon form. And that's only his maybe his first Devil Trigger phase, and maybe if the game gets a sequel, then he can develop a Sin Devil Trigger form as well. And even on what is unique about, I mean, not that unique, like other action games did that too, but it's quite interesting that gameplay also ties into the characters' personalities. Like Dante is all about having fun, basically. He has lots of weapons that you can choose from, while Virgil is all about seriousness and perfection, and he, like, it's more prevalent in DMC5, and he gets this sort of focus meter that only grows when you not get hit and not missing your hits. And the more focus you have, the more attacks you can perform with more reach. So if you get hit, then you're being kind of punished and lose that. But he also learns to let go of that power. So when he uses the word of V, he can only use it when he has full focus. And he lets go of that power, and with that word of V ability, he can summon V and heal up from it. And it's kind of weird because, well, when you play as Virgil in DMC5, it's kind of an extra character that is completely out of story. He's not supposed to have V, he's not supposed to have the Beowulf weapon and things like that. But it's still interesting. And then Nero is obviously all about rage and destruction, and like he's very aggressive, and the sword he has, it's it's so powerful that he can barely control it, and it's more like the sword drags him, and the sword controls him more than he can control the sword. Like he can barely control the swinging of the sword, so he makes like exaggerated moves and stuff. So like Dante has a lot of weapons you can choose from, while Virgil always has only 3 set weapons. And then they had Nero, who has only 1 weapon. So they are all unique in their own way. And then, like I said, V is more like about orchestrating your demons and having spatial awareness. Oh yeah, and Nero can also use his most powerful attacks includes summoning the spirit version of the Yamato that you can see in his hand while he performs that attack. So he still has like the spirit version of the Yamato. When he does that attack, he can summon it and use like a tremendous amount of soul power like on this attack and launch like a wave of soul energy